So today is the day before Thanksgiving, one of the biggest holidays in America. So I want to say a few things about that. So one thing is there are a number of inaccuracies and even myths in the traditional stories about this holiday and how it is celebrated. I just found this out recently myself, so I still believed in the old history book stories. But I'm not going to go into those. You can research those on your own. And for many Americans, Thanksgiving Day is a beautiful holiday when families and friends gather, enjoy delicious food, express thanks for the good things they have in their life, show love and appreciation for each other, and so on. So that's how I remember it. It was kind of a very warm and wonderful day. And the traditional Thanksgiving meal usually includes turkey. But thanks to the growing number of vegetarians and vegans, more and more turkeys now have the chance to enjoy Thanksgiving Day with their families too. And I have to confess, I really enjoyed turkey when I was a child. In fact, we used to call this Turkey Day. Like looking forward to Turkey Day all year. But at that time I didn't understand where it came from. And later when I was a teenager and I did find out, and thinking about it, I decided at the age of 16 to stop eating meat and fish. And nowadays there's so many alternatives to turkey and other kinds of meat that even look and taste like the real thing. But the main theme of this day is gratitude. Gratitude has been found to be a very positive mental state with many benefits, both physical and mental. And if we understand the benefits, we'll be more enthusiastic about generating this feeling, this attitude in our minds. An article published earlier this year in Psychology Today mentions 28 benefits that have been identified in various research studies. I'm not going to go into all 28. You can Google those and find them yourselves. But I'll just mention a few. So there are emotional benefits. We will be happier, enhanced psychological well-being. We'll have more positive thoughts, greater self-esteem, and less chance of suicidal thoughts. And there are also social benefits. People will like us more. And our relationships will go better, both with family and friends, and also romantic relationships. It increases our optimism, our generosity, and also the spiritual side of our being. And in terms of career, if you're a manager, gratitude will make you a more effective manager. And when it comes to decision making, you'll be less impatient and able to think clearly and make better decisions. And for everybody, whether you're a manager or not, having gratitude will help you have a greater sense of meaning in work, which is really important. A lot of people feel their job may be meaningless and they're spending all this time doing something they don't really enjoy. So that's not a healthy state of mind. And less stress. That's a big problem for many people in their jobs. So having more gratitude will help you to have less stress, and that in turn helps us not only mentally and emotionally, but also physically. And there are other benefits for our health from gratitude. Less depression, lower blood pressure, better sleep, and overall physical health. And it's also been found to be helpful for those trying to recover from substance abuse. So many, many, many benefits. And if you hear anything on that list that sort of grabs you and fits your needs, you can look into that research yourself. And also you can find ways in which you can bring more gratitude into your mind and heart. So there's lots of information online. And one common way for having more gratitude is to keep a gratitude journal. Venerable Deki mentioned that yesterday, where You can do it every day or every week, as much, according to your time. You just write down like 5 things that you feel grateful for. And that's been found to really help people have more gratitude, and then all the benefits of gratitude. And for some people who have a super busy life and may not have time to do this gratitude journal, someone posted a comment to this Psychology Today article that said, one does not need to engage in journaling on a daily basis as an ongoing practice. However, one can take the time each day, even for a quick thought on the run, to mentally relate one thing to be grateful for. This helps develop a pattern in order to help change the brain wiring and firing until it becomes a joyful habit. So everybody should have time for that, even when you're driving or riding on the bus or, rushing from one thing to another. Just take a moment to remember something you're grateful for. So gratitude isn't something foreign to us. It's actually a state of mind we already have. For example, when we're in a situation and we need help, even just carrying a heavy load or finding our way somewhere, and someone steps up and comes to our aid, we naturally feel grateful to this person. And we also feel inspired to be kind and helpful in return, both to that person who helped us and to other people that we might meet later on, people and living beings, including our pets. So it naturally awakens feelings of kindness, compassion, empathy, and altruism. But we don't have to wait for that kind of situation to come along in order to feel gratitude. We can intentionally bring it up in our mind. And in Buddhism, we actually have a number of practices that can help us to do that. For example, the teaching and meditation on the precious human life, which is found in all Buddhist traditions, and it comes at the beginning of the Lamrim, the path to enlightenment. So there we contemplate how fortunate we are to have a human body, a human life, and all the other good things we have, enough resources like food and friends and teachers that can teach us the Dharma and so on. I mean, it's mainly geared for religious practitioners, spiritual practitioners, just to realize we have everything we need, both external conditions and also internal conditions, to engage in spiritual practice and start going in the direction of higher states of mind, like liberation, enlightenment, and so on. So that's a really good contemplation to bring about a sense of gratitude and joyfulness about the situation that we have. And another topic is the kindness of others, which comes in the context of bodhicitta, cultivating the aspiration to become enlightened, help all living beings, and also the lojong, or thought training teachings. So recently I've been pulling out lines from the 7-point mind training text and talking about them. And a line that's towards the beginning of that text says, meditate on the great kindness of all beings. So this is a really beautiful meditation, and we could go on for hours. I won't do that, but just thinking about all the different ways in which we receive the help and the kindness of others. And food is a good example, because everybody likes to eat, and if we don't have food to eat, then it's terrible suffering. So just to think about one plate of food, one meal that we eat, and where all that food comes from. So mostly it's farmers, and then people working to, harvest the food and bring it to markets, to factories, and people who work there to process the food, make it into pasta or bread or whatever, and so on. So there's just so many people, and not only in one country, but much of the food we have comes from other countries, from all over the world. So again, there's people involved in producing that and transporting it and then bringing it to the shops and markets and restaurants and so on, so that we can have this food to eat. So the same is true for everything in our life, our clothes, our shoes, our hats and coats and, keep us warm in the winter and so on, in the house or apartment we live in. So we could spend all day actually just thinking about all the people, all the beings we depend on for the things we have in our life, and just generate this feeling of gratitude and the wish to repay their kindness. That's a beautiful meditation. And then another one is rejoicing. So rejoicing is when we think about the good things that people are doing, and ourselves as well. Just, for example, now there's so many people working in the healthcare profession to help those who are sick with COVID, to help their families, to help those affected by COVID, who've lost jobs, who may be struggling to pay their bills, have food on the table, and so on. So many people every single day, every hour, every minute are working, actively working to help those who are suffering. So thinking about that and feeling joyful about that, really, that's also a kind of gratitude, just grateful that all those people are doing all those things. So these are just some ideas, and I encourage you that on this Thanksgiving Day, try to spend some time generating gratitude for all the good things you have and all the lovely people who help you in your life and who help others. And if you can, you yourself can engage in acts of kindness and generosity, sharing with others some of the good things that you have. And by doing that, then you will enable other people to feel grateful and experience all these benefits of gratitude. And remember to keep safe. If you are meeting with other people, take all the precautions, wear masks, keep the right distance, and so on. So really protect yourself and others in this difficult time. So have a wonderful Thanksgiving.